And we're going to start it off with a Mr. Matt Quick.
Very little. But I won't do too much.
All right, yeah, this is the comedy portion of the show. Pretty much the guys that are not going to be laid after the show. Comedians have no hope. Musicians, definitely. You can play some acoustic guitar to some screwed up Fortunate Son and still get laid. I think even clowns get laid more than comedians. I'm serious, and I guess you could say these are the best comedians. I'd go more with the comedians with the most reliable forms of transportation. Maybe that this far east. But I actually grew up on this side of town, and I'm the oldest of 3 boys. So growing up, whenever we play Cowboys and Indians, I'm the oldest, so it always shows me the cowboy. My middle brother always shows me the Indian, and my youngest brother, we made me the Chinese railroad builder. We make him walk around, just clean the backyard with a little lampshade on his head. But I didn't always look this way. I wasn't always paid over bald. I describe my skin tone as styrofoam. And when you're bald, it's not too bad, but Halloween kind of sucks because you don't have a lot of options. For like the past 5 years, I've just gone as a slutty Bruce Willis from Die Hard. But it is economical. I've had the same bottle of shampoo for the last 9 years. It still says Per Plus, proud sponsor of the 2002 Winter Olympics. You guys are Packers fans here. I didn't realize it was a Packers bar, or no? They're all left? Yeah, 49ers. Are you and your life partner 49ers fans too? Nice.
How'd you know?
Dude, this guy broke my heart like 2 years ago. Stood me up at Cheesecake Factory, you know? I like to cry. Good cry isn't bad. But yeah, I'm really excited to be out here. I gotta tell you though, I'm pushing 30, and I'm to the point where I'm not afraid to have kids, but I'm afraid to have just a total jerk of a kid. You know, like my biggest fear is just like it's just the real like arrogant, selfish Terrell Owens sperm just high-stepping his way to the egg, you know, getting flagged, you know, getting penalized 2 chromosomes for taunting and sportsmanlike conduct. I can't believe it's only a month till Valentine's Day, but I already got my present picked out. I'm getting my girlfriend one of those loofah washcloth things with my face on it. Yeah. He used to be my boyfriend, but with this health insurance thing kicking in, she's my girlfriend now. But I'm the first guy up because that's like the middle, like I'm like the bottom of the rung. But next up we have Ali Musa, really funny guy. So let's get him up here.
Woo! Everyone having a good time? All right. So I prepared a Tim Tebow joke actually. I know, kind of unfortunate. Anyone else happy that that ordeal's over with? Yes! I mean, at least for now. But what I'm upset with is all the fans and the supposed experts and their analysis on him. Like, you know, Tim Tebow, he's a terrible quarterback, but he's a great football player. You never say that in any other job or position. Like, you know, Vinny, the guy, he's a fucking terrible mechanic, I gotta tell you. But he's a hell of a Jiffy Lube employee. Like, you know, he messes up everything. I don't even think the guy knows how to change oil. He shows up every day and he has the best attitude, you know? He'll never be a mechanic, but he's a great Jiffy Lube employee. So, a lot of professional sports fans here. I realized I need to stop smoking weed and watching sports. Because my mind just goes too crazy, I'm telling you. I'll be sitting there. Here's an example. Here's why. I was watching the Vikings versus the Bears a few months back. I was sitting there and I was just like, What if it really was Vikings versus Bears? That's like way cooler than football, come on now. The ferocious Bears versus savage Vikings. But the more stoned I became, I was like, not all sports teams and matchups would be that cool. I flipped it over to ESPN, a basketball game was on. The Bobcats versus the Wizards. It's a really odd pairing of opponents. Then I began to really confuse myself. I went on NBA.com, was looking at the daily schedule. I was sitting there, I was like, the Utah Jazz versus the Toronto Raptors? Music versus dinosaurs? That's so ridiculous, right? Come on, because everyone knows there's no dinosaurs in Canada. Let's be realistic here for a second, come on. Then I thought deeper, I was like, there would be some major mismatches. Who the hell would beat the Suns? One Sun isn't excessive enough? We need multiple Suns here? Really? Bit over the top, come on. And then finally, there are those teams that make no sense to begin with. Like the Packers versus the Browns. What the hell does that even mean? Like, seriously, who comes up with this shit? It really makes you start to question what you're supporting. Like, let's all get wasted and cheer for a fucking color. Woo! So, bring me to my next subject. Any fans of the UFC here? Mixed martial arts? I'm a huge fan. But some of these fans are just a little too aggressive. I mean, you walk around Famous Sam's during one of these events, you'd be lucky not to get punched out. There's guys with tap-out shirts on just looking for a fight. I'm like, essentially what they're doing is they're looking on screen and they're being motivated with what's happening. They're seeing guys, blast each other, they want to blast each other. So I'm like, other sports fans don't think that way. There's not a guy just watching the Lakers like, man, I feel like playing basketball. He's like peering across the bar. He's like, I bet you're way better in basketball than that guy over there. What? Just because he's 6'10" and black? Like, hell, I got a ball in my trunk. He wants to keep staring at me. We can take it to the park. I'll dunk on his ass. Yeah. So, moving on here. Everyone enjoying the new year? 2012? Do you all enjoy your holiday season? You all have a Merry Christmas? Why the hell do we say Merry Christmas? No one says Merry anything else, let's be real. I had this theory, I was like, I'm going to test this. I feel like if you say Merry in the normal daily exchange, people are going to look at you weird. And my neighbor, Mr. Johnson, was walking by one day, and I was like, hey, Mr. Johnson, you have a merry day. He's like, wait, what? I said, have a merry day. What are you, some kind of fruitcake? Like, I ain't having a merry nothing, okay? But around Christmas, like, I was like, hey, Mr. Johnson, you have a Merry Christmas. He's like, you have a Merry Christmas too, buddy. And a Happy New Year. Say hi to your wife and kids too for me, will ya? I don't have a wife and kids. I live right next door to you. You should know that. What the hell are you talking about? So, like, I enjoyed Christmas. I got to spend a lot of time with my family, which was great. And I got to tell you, not much has changed. At these family get-togethers, my Uncle Mark is still the authority, scolding all the kids, telling them what to do. And his voice just drastically becomes more threatening mid-sentence. He's like, hey, you kids need to quit running up and down these halls. I come down here and tell you, you're really gonna regret it. Like, whoa, take it easy, Batman. Put it down, I'm not gonna tell you again. As bizarre as it sounds, my mom used to do the same thing though. It's like, give your sister the controller. If you get one to share, then no one's gonna get to play the game. Holy shit, Mom. Like, we will share, just don't turn into Uncle Mark again, please. One of the weirdest things about hanging around like family members is seeing how old everyone's becoming, just the age. I gotta say, I've noticed it the most in my dad, and it's bizarre. It's not physically, he looks the same, but his hearing is just going south. Like 5 years ago, he would mistakenly hear something that sounded similar to what I was saying. Like, I'd be like, hey Dad, have you seen my car keys? Like, what, do you want to eat at Arby's? No, I said, my car keys, have you seen them? No, but today, I'm like, hey Dad, have you seen my car keys? Like, who wants chicken? How the hell do you get chicken from that, Dad? I don't even bother correcting him, I'm just like, bye Dad, bye. Wait, where are you going? We have chicken, we have. Ridiculous. So, so we were at my grandma's house for Thanksgiving, and since my grandma's a real authentic grandmother, she's not like these new age grandmas with Facebook accounts and smartphones. Like, she keeps it real. Like, everything that she has is like 19 years behind technologically. Like, so we were stuck playing a Sega Genesis. No Xbox 360 for us. Anyone ever play the game Mortal Kombat? Such a weird game, and I gotta tell you why. There's a character on the game called Liu Kang. He does this thing called the flying bicycle kick, where he flies across the screen going, kicking, but for some reason he goes, I was like, what the hell was that? My cousin was like, what? What do you mean what? Did Liu Kang just turn into a flying turkey? I mean, all these other guys have badass special moves. It's like balls of lightning and fire and flame. Here comes Liu Kang. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here for a second. I really embarrassed myself going over that joke. First time I thought of it, I went over it like 20 times in my apartment. I walked out a few minutes later, my neighbor was standing there staring at me. How long has he been there? I'm sure he's been hearing loud outbursts of but he stepped back and looked at me. What are you, some kind of fruitcake? So, I got one last thing. Have you ever guys seen it when someone walks too far out in front of themselves? They're just like... My neighbor will come walking by, he's like, hey buddy, how's it going? Say hi to your wife and kids for me, will you? I still don't have a wife or kids. I didn't yesterday. Can you stop telling me that, please? But, I got one last question for the guys. Have you ever had a cat attack your boner? It's really scary, I gotta tell you. I'll just be walking through my apartment like... and out of nowhere. Oh shit, stop! What are you doing? Yeah. Alright, well, that's all I'm prepared with. I believe coming up next, a good friend of mine, very funny, Mr. Glendon McGee.